"You'll pay for your sister's lavish wedding," my dad scoffed after she picked a $65,000 Vegas resort. "You ungrateful parasites don't deserve a dime," I snapped. They disowned me, then got publicly humiliated when it all collapsed. I should have predicted it the way Kendall Mao dropped the news, like she was announcing something royal. She stood confidently at the front of the dining room, eyes sparkling like the light above, and said, "We've chosen Las Vegas for the ceremony, not just a celebration." The event as though no one else's plans had ever mattered. Everyone clapped, of course. Mom gasped and put her hand to her chest like Kendall Mao had just landed a spaceship. Even Sebastian, my younger brother, looked at her with dreamy admiration. I just stared. The Las Vegas that wasn't a wedding. It was a luxury scam in disguise. Kendall Mao and I were never close. She's the youngest, 5 years below me. Treated like a princess while I was stuck doing the heavy lifting. I'm 31 now. The reliable one, the go-to. The person who stepped in when Dad couldn't pay for his car, who covered Mom's dental work when insurance didn't, who helped Sebastian with rent after he lost another job at a tech company. I've been bailing out this family for more than 10 years quietly without asking for anything, without hearing a single word of appreciation. So, when Dad glanced at me after Kendall Mao made her big announcement and said, "You'll help, of course," like he was asking me to grab some milk from the store, I felt something turn inside. Help didn't mean support. It meant, "Give us your money and don't argue." That was the first moment I realized something was very wrong. The old version of me might have said yes, adjusted my savings, drained my safety net, put my own goals aside once more. But not this time. This time was different. 2 days later, Kendall Mao messaged me. It was a resort website link. But not just any resort. This place looked like it was made for billionaires. Floating suites, personal staff, clear ocean water. The type of place where menu items don't have prices because if you ask, you don't belong. Her message said, "This is the one." Dad said, "You're handling it." Can't wait. I stared at my phone. I couldn't even type anything. I wasn't surprised that she assumed it. What shocked me was how casual she was. No hesitation, no checking, just full confidence that my only role was to fund Kendall Mao's dream vacation. I didn't reply right away. I waited until the next evening after a long day at work and a 2-hour detour to drop off paperwork at the DMV for Sebastian. Another favor I did without being asked. When I got home, I sat at the table, opened my budget app, and looked at the numbers. Technically, I could afford it barely, but it would destroy everything I'd been saving for. No house down payment next year. No emergency money if Mom got sick again. No startup cash for the business I've been dreaming of. And for what? So Kendall Mao could sip expensive drinks in a rented paradise and pretend she's famous. I called Dad the next morning. I thought I owed him the respect of a proper conversation, though deep down I already knew what was coming. He picked up on the third ring. "Hey, champ, she sent you the resort?" "She did," I answered, trying to stay neutral. "Dad, I'm not paying for this. Nothing." Then that voice I grew up with, part guilt, part control, came through. He said, "What did you just say?" "I'm not spending 65 grand on this wedding," I told him, steady and calm. "I've already given more than enough." "You think we're asking for charity?" he shouted. "This is what family is for. You always take care of things. You always come through. And now, suddenly, you grow a backbone?" "That's not right," I said, still quiet. "You're not asking. You're demanding I throw my future away." Then it hit, the meltdown I saw coming, but still wasn't ready for. His voice exploded through the call like thunder. "You're dead to me." I didn't react. I didn't raise my voice. I breathed in slow and deep. "Okay," I said. "Then don't call me when you need something." And I ended the call. There was an odd sense of relief in that instant, like finally setting down a heavy suitcase you've been dragging around for years, not realizing how much it was crushing you until it's gone. For the first time since becoming an adult, I refused and actually stood by it. I had no clue what would follow, but I knew one thing. I was done acting like the dependable doormat. The quiet that followed felt too empty. No one called. No one messaged. Not from Dad, not from Kindle Mao, not even from Mom, who usually tried to smooth things over when tension filled the air. A part of me expected someone to ring the doorbell the next morning with a baked dish and a lecture about giving people second chances. But no one showed up. Nothing at all. It was strangely calm. 3 days passed in total silence. Then came the flood on Instagram. Kindle Mao's profile suddenly turned into a digital parade. She uploaded a snapshot of the exact resort she had sent me earlier and wrote, "When your relatives let you down, you make it happen anyway. Budget bride Kindle Mao." Then came a bunch of emojis, and a picture of her sipping sparkling cider at a fancy dress shop. Her friends quickly jumped into the comments. "Yes, Queen. So proud of you. Who even needs him? Brothers are the worst sometimes at far." I kept my mouth shut. I didn't say anything. I didn't have to. Everyone saw the post. Distant relatives, cousins, even some folks I work with. A few people reached out to me in private asking what happened. I gave them the same response I gave myself. I finally put my foot down, but then came the big twist. 1 week later, I received a call from my cousin Nova. She's one of the rare few I actually trust in the family. Quiet, clever, doesn't fall for drama. She works in banking and literally enjoys reviewing contracts for fun. "Hey," she said, "didn't want to stir things up, but have you heard what's going on with the wedding money?" I raised an eyebrow. "What's going on?" "Your dad's trying to fund it all himself. Took out a personal loan and at least 1 new credit card, maybe even 2. I overheard him at brunch talking to Uncle Benjamin. He sounded stressed." My gut sank. That explained the radio silence. That explained Kindle Mao's cocky post. Dad was trying to prove he didn't need me, that he could handle it all without help from the ungrateful son. But if he was going solo, he was sinking fast. And it didn't take long for things to fall apart. Soon after, Kindle Mao posted a vague update, switching gears with a picture of her crying in a parking garage. Apparently, the venue pulled out something about sudden financial concerns. A few businesses she'd booked started tagging her publicly, saying they hadn't been paid. The wedding planner posted a mysterious tweet about clients disappearing when invoices are due. I watched everything unfold like someone watching a slow-motion train crash. Still, no one contacted me until someone finally did. 3 weeks after I cut ties with Dad, my phone buzzed. His name appeared on the screen. I ignored it. It rang again, then again. On the 4th try, I picked up. His voice sounded dry, weaker than I remembered. "Hey, it's me. Look, I know things got rough, but we've hit a bump. The resort canceled. Flights are coming up. The vendors are threatening to sue. I've got nothing left." I didn't say anything. "We just need a bit of help. Just until things are sorted." I paused, let the silence hang in the air. Then I asked, "Why are you calling someone you buried?" He paused too. "Maybe." The words landed hard. He cleared his throat. "Come on, son. Don't do this. We're family." I gave a bitter, tired smile. "Exactly. And family doesn't abandon one of their own just because he stopped handing them money." I ended the call. I didn't feel victorious. I didn't feel angry. I just felt unchained. And that freedom, it was going to cost them more than they ever expected. Kindle Mao tried to hold things together. I'll give her that. She kept pretending. Edited beach photos. Recycled pictures from some bachelorette trip that might have been fake. Countdown stickers on her stories. 3 days Teal forever. 2 days until I say yes. But it was all for show. Behind the scenes, the whole thing was falling apart like a cheap gift ribbon. I never heard directly from Dad again, but Nova kept me updated. The resort backed out for good when the second payment bounced. The cameraman pulled out after being handed a fake payment. The airline reservations made under a shared rate were never actually locked in. Most attendees hadn't been told a thing, but they were still filling suitcases, still looking up tropical forecasts, still tagging Kindle Mao with captions like, "Off to the Las Vegas." Watching it all felt like seeing folks dance while a ship slowly tipped underwater. Then came the giant message thread. Kindle Mao had made a huge chat group to organize the guests and travel stuff. I'd been added at the beginning, but I turned off notifications weeks ago. I switched them back on just in time to witness the meltdown. First, someone asked when they'd be getting the official schedule. Then another person jumped in saying their airline ticket hadn't been confirmed yet. Someone else asked about the welcome dinner because they just called the hotel and were told it was off. Then boom, someone asked, "Wait, is there still a wedding?" Kindle Mao responded with a tidal wave of rushed messages. "Everything's okay. Total mix-up. Please stop bothering the resort. We just had to shift a few plans. Still happening. Don't believe what people are saying." But the damage was done. Everyone in the chat started putting the pieces together faster than she could invent excuses. One person posted a screenshot from the hotel's Facebook page that said they'd be closing for repairs. Clearly a cover story. Another guest shared a DM from the photographer. "I haven't been paid. I'm out." That was the breaking point. The group thread exploded. And right in the middle of that chaos, no, Dad didn't send a message. He came in person. It was the night before what was supposed to be the big day. I opened my front door, and there he was. His suit was a bit creased. His face was colorless. His eyes looked hollow. He stood there like a man coming home from a burial. "We should talk," he said. I leaned on the doorframe. "About what?" "Thought I was no longer your son." He looked at the floor. I was furious. "I didn't mean it." "Oh, you meant it," I told him. "And don't act like you didn't deserve it." I didn't care what he had to say. That part was over. "You're on your own now." I closed the door without a second thought.